Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a queen who longed for a child. One winter's day, as she was sewing by her window, she pricked her finger with her needle. Seeing the crimson drop on the snow below, she wished for a child as white as snow, as red as blood, and as black as the ebony window frame. Soon after, she gave birth to a daughter who indeed had skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony, and she was named Snow White. Alas, the queen passed away not long after, and the king remarried. The new queen was beautiful but wicked, and she possessed a magical mirror. Each day she would ask, "Mirror, mirror, on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" And each day the mirror would reply, "You are the fairest of them all." But as Snow White grew older, her beauty surpassed that of her stepmother. One day, when the queen asked her mirror the familiar question, it answered, "Snow White is the fairest of them all." Enraged, the queen ordered a huntsman to take Snow White into the forest and kill her. However, the huntsman, moved by Snow White's innocence, could not bring himself to harm her. Instead, he left her in the forest and brought back the heart of a wild animal as proof of his deed. Lost and frightened, Snow White wandered through the forest until she came upon a small cottage. Inside, she found 7 tiny beds, and, fatigued, fell asleep on one of them. When the owners of the beds, 7 dwarfs who worked in a nearby mine, returned home, they were astonished to find the girl. Moved by her tale, they offered her shelter in exchange for help around the house. Meanwhile, the queen, believing Snow White to be dead, once more asked her mirror, "Mirror, mirror, on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" To her horror, the mirror replied, "Snow White, who dwells with the 7 dwarfs, is the fairest of them all." Enraged, the queen disguised herself as a peddler and visited the cottage, offering Snow White a poisoned apple. Trusting the old woman, Snow White took a bite and fell into a death-like sleep. The dwarfs, heartbroken, placed her in a glass coffin and mourned her deeply. Time passed until a prince, enchanted by the tale of her beauty, found the coffin. Overcome by her appearance, he kissed her, breaking the spell. Snow White awoke, and the prince took her to his castle, where they were married. The wicked queen, upon learning of Snow White's revival, was consumed with rage and despair, leading to her own downfall. Snow White and the prince lived happily ever after, and the 7 dwarfs visited them often, forever grateful for their friendship.